Shannon and Josh don't have to go to Turning Stone to get their gambling fixes in, because we're going to do it right now as we head to the Countdown Casino. All right, welcome, Josh and Shannon. Guys, you know the deal here. I'm going to give you a couple of scenarios here, and you're going to give me the odds that they actually happen. So we're going to start off with the redshirt freshman, B.J. Daniels, and obviously we know he can run. So give me the probability that he has his third straight game, 100 yards rushing.
I mean, if you're looking for a number, I'm going to go 85% on this one. Josh, this guy is too good. He is without a doubt the fastest, most athletic quarterback that Syracuse is going to face this year. If you look at his performance last week against Florida State, he had 5.5 yards per carry. He's something that Syracuse isn't going to be able to stop. They've had trouble this year already with quarterbacks, not even just running quarterbacks, but just the quarterback sneak on a whole. And I think B.J. Daniels presents a problem that the Orange can't really cope with.
Yeah, Shannon, I'm going to call your 85% and raise you 5 more, 90% chance that B.J. Daniels rushes for 100 yards, almost a sure thing. This Syracuse defense has big problems defending running quarterbacks. Quite frankly, they can't even defend quarterbacks who aren't good at running. Warren Smith, 32 yards against Syracuse. That's awful for a subdivision quarterback from Maine.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I think it's guaranteed he's going to get over 100 yards.
All right, so Josh, a gambling man, and Shannon for that matter, I like it. So now we'll go to the Syracuse offensive side of the ball. Mike Williams held scoreless last week against Maine. Give me the percentage he scores. 2 touchdowns Saturday.
Dan, I don't think it's very likely. It's possible, but I'm going to go with 45% that he gets 2 touchdowns, and not because of anything USF is going to do, but really for Greg Paulus, who's developing as a quarterback, and he's getting better at reading his progressions and going to the open man. No touchdowns for Mike Williams against Maine because Paulus found the open guy, not just the most talented guy. So 1 touchdown maybe for Mike Williams, not 2.
I agree with you. I'm going to go even lower than you on this one, 25%. Don't put any cash on that. I think it's not that Mike Williams isn't a good receiver. He's a predominant receiver in the Big East, but South Florida knows that, and he is the dominant receiver on this team. Williams is going to be game planned for by South Florida. They'll be expecting him to go for those big plays. South Florida has a lot of athletic cornerbacks, a lot of defensive backs that are good, and they're going to be expecting Williams to do well. So look for them to game plan for him. That'll open up opportunities for other guys, but I don't see any chance that Williams gets that many touchdowns.
So both guys going from aggressive to rather conservative bets. So now we're going to change gears here to the over-under, and you guys know how this one works too. Give you a couple scenarios and just give me the over-under. So this one, Syracuse offense with that plethora of tailbacks back there, DeLon Carter, Averin Collier, Antoine Bailey, the Stallion formation. Syracuse offense over-under, rushes for over 100 yards.
I'm going under on this one, way under, Dan, because you look at South Florida last year, they allowed 19 yards rushing to Florida State, and that's a team that you think, well, they're fast, they're athletic. It's because of USF's defensive line. They're dominant. They've got George Selvey, who's tied for career lead in sacks in the NCAA. He's got Pierre Paul on the other side. The Syracuse offensive line is way overmatched in this matchup.
They really are overmatched. I'm going to go way under. I think the offense will be lucky to get 80 yards rushing, not 100. They only totaled 125 yards against Maine, 150 against Northwestern. Good totals for an individual back, but for a team, that's not very good.
No, and you say that they're overmatched in the stat book, but in just sheer size, the Syracuse offensive line way overmatched in this one.
All right, going on to the Syracuse defensive side of the ball, where they might be overmatched once again, the SU secondary specifically. We've seen them time and again break in the deep ball. So over-under, Syracuse will get 1 interception.
Well, Dan, I'm not going to go over. I'm not going to go under. I'm going to push this one and say exactly 1 interception. And, this defense had 2 interceptions against Maine, and they have exactly one against every team they face for the rest of the season. I think that streak continues. Their pass rush is good. Their pass defense isn't, but the pass rush forces errant throws, especially against freshman quarterback like Daniels. 1 interception for the defense.
Well, come on, Josh. Now, my grandfather's a gambling man, and he'll tell you if you don't put your money on one side, you're not going to make it.
You're not going to lose any either.
Well, he hasn't quite figured that one out yet either. But I'm going to go over on this one. B.J. Daniels not that good of a passer. You look, last week he completed 38% of his passes. He had those 2 touchdowns, but he had 2 interceptions also. And the Syracuse defense is going to get a chance to look at some tape on him. They're not going to be as surprised by him as Florida State was last week. He's still inexperienced, and I don't think he's that good at throwing the ball. Running, yes, but throwing, no.